What's up, everybody? It's True Flocka back at it again. Today we have a budget team we got for you guys. I put together in Muthead. I'm going to see on the team builder who I could pick and who I think is the best cards under 82 overall. I obviously didn't put cards that would be like Henry Ruggs or like Marquise Brown, cards like that are obviously going to be expensive just because of their speed. I put like cards that I truly think will be very low priced or either just above the average price. That is going to be a steal for under an 82 overall. All right, so let's get right into it. Here's our budget team we have so far. We're going to get a little dive into every player and show you guys why I chose them. So basically at O-line, it's not really interchangeable. I really went for the most even stats at run blocking and pass blocking. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys their stats, but these guys are probably going to be a cheaper lineman, not really at the beginning, but like after the first week, they usually slowly decline. But here we go. First, we got Dwayne Brown at left tackle. So he has pretty decent run blocking, pass blocking, all high 78s or low 80s. Pretty good for an 80 overall. Typically, I can't say a price range yet, but I don't think he'll be too much. Next, we got Joel Bitonio. Pretty good stats, all low 80s for pass blocking. He has a couple low 70s for run blocking, but he does have a high run block finesse. All right, moving to center, we got Ryan Jensen. Here's a player where everything is about high 70s. He has really good strength and awareness stats, which I like from my center for when they pull or have to pick up or double team. I know it's like really minuscule, but it does help. I'm telling you, trust me. Kevin Zeiler, a former Brown. Here we go. He has pretty much like pretty good stats, honestly, except for he has a couple low running stats, but his pass blocking is really good, which is nothing you compare. I mean, nothing you complain about. Next, we have to finish off the offensive line. We have Mike McGlinchey at right tackle. He has an 80 strength, 81 awareness. He's a pretty good card. He's a really good run card. So to him and Kevin Zeiler kind of balance each other out over here on the right side of the line. I think this is a very good budget lineup. You can obviously interchange these with golds if there's a price difference, but I think these guys won't be that high in price. Moving over to tight end. Here we got Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram is a 79 overall. This is one that I thought was a risky pick for me to put here, because sometimes last year he was like a little bit overpriced at points, but then people started to realize he's not really a good run blocker. But some people really don't need the run blocking. They're really big pass-heavy guys. If you're a pass-heavy guy, Evan Ingram is a steal for you in a budget team. 83 speed. He has pretty good catching, 78. It can get it done. He has higher catching than Odell. So I think he can get it done. I don't know. 83 speed at tight end? Nothing you can complain about. All right, let's move on to the wide receiver core. Here we got DK Metcalf. This is one that I was surprised he got a 76. I thought he was he probably deserved like a 78, 79 in my opinion. 87 speed, which is up there in wide receiver speed this year. It's not the highest. We see a couple 88s, 89s, and of course Tyreek Hill with the 90. But I think it's a pretty good card. He can for sure get the job done. His route running's not the best, but he at least got the speed. He has high jump. He's a taller receiver. I think DK Metcalf will be good no matter what, just the way he plays. All right, next let's move over to our wide receiver 2. It is the free Larry Fitzgerald. Let's look at his stats here. Obviously, Larry Fitzgerald doesn't have the speed everyone's looking for, but I think having all three speed guys isn't always the best. You can interchange him with the slot depending how you play, but I think this is a pretty good card, honestly. Really high catch, really good catch in traffic. He has a really good jump. Speed's 83. It's the same as Michael Thomas, so it's not as bad as I thought it would be. But even the route running, the lowest route running he has is deep route running at 75, and you're not going to really be throwing Larry Fitzgerald the ball deep as much. He's more of a medium guy, but I think this is a really good card. It's free, so why not? All right, let's move over to the slot wide receiver. We got Will Fuller here, another speed guy, 87 speed. I think he's honestly faster than that, but we'll see. I think he always plays well in Madden. Every stat is above 70. He's looking really good. I think this is going to be a really good budget card for you guys. All right, moving to running back. We have the free Adrian Peterson, just like the Larry Fitzgerald card. 86 speed. I think he's top 5 in the game in speed at running back as of now, I'm pretty sure. But he has pretty decent break tackle. He has a pretty good truck. Everything's pretty good. His carry's above 80. I mean, 80 is kind of but I think he'll still get the job done. He's a really good free card. You can't complain about him. And then this is one that I thought was very like play style that like obviously if you're a pocket guy, I wouldn't go with Kyler Murray. But the way I play, and if I didn't spend money on the game or if I didn't have the time to grind out, I think I'd go with Kyler Murray. I don't think he'll be that expensive from all the options you're gonna get. A lot of people are gonna have the free Lamar. A lot of people are gonna get Deshaun Watson at 82. There's obviously Patrick Mahomes. I think Kyler Murray might be a steal player. 83 speed, so you'll probably be able to get Actually, I think you won't be able to get Escape Artist on him. We'll have to see about that. But I still think he'll be a decent card. We'll see how Escape Artist works this year. Because last year, basically, if you didn't have Escape Artist, you really couldn't run outside the pocket as a quarterback. But we'll see. We'll see. I think this will still be a decent card. We'll have to like wait and see with this one. CJ Ham, 77 overall. I think he should be an elite. But 79 speed at fullback is actually pretty good when I compare him to the other fullbacks. Like they mainly average like 71, 72 speed. And then he has, obviously, a low impact block, but so does Hushek. I don't know why the impact block is so low, but the lead block is always pretty good. He has high awareness. He can catch out the backfield. I think C.J. Ham is a steal. All right, moving on to defense. We have Ronnie Lott, the free Ronnie Lott. This card, I think this is one of like the best free safety in the game as of now, except for when we're going to see, obviously, the legends coming to the game and all the other like theme diamonds and stuff. But Ronnie Lott, 85 speed and 83 hit power. We all know Ronnie Lott. We all know what he could do in Madden. I think this is a great pool. Not great pool, but a great pick for a budget team early on. Badu, okay, moving on to the outside linebackers and the middle linebacker. I went with, I tried to get, a balance between a 3-4 and a 4-3, and I think Bud Dupree and Anthony Barr are both really good players that can be interchangeable in a 4-3 and 3-4. I think I'd rather them play a 3-4, but I think they can both do it. I tried to find the perfect match, and I think they're both really good players. Let's look at Bud Dupree stats. So they both do have an 80 speed, which is really nice. And look, he even has the 76 power move, so he can get power specialist, I'm pretty sure, with 76. Or he might need an 80. But even if he has a 72 block set, so at least it's in the 70s, he has really, the speed is just really good. Even when it comes to play rec and coverage, if he's playing 4-3, he could drop back, he can get the job done. All right, and then moving over to Anthony Barr. He has an 80 speed. Anthony Barr is 6'5", too. That is a huge stat that just looks underlooked. 6'5", Anthony Barr. If you know Madden, you know Anthony Barr plays well in Madden. He's just a really good player. He could pop out in coverage. He can always play. He's a really good run support off the edge, too. I think he's more of a 4-3 versus a Bud Dupree, who's kind of more of a 3-4. But I think this is a really good balance between players if you don't know what to do and you're going through a budget. But then moving on to middle linebacker. So obviously you're gonna have your Mutt Master or Jalen Smith, but so the Mutt Master, he's not in the Mutthead database as of now, so I couldn't put him there. So instead we have Jalen Smith here. Jalen Smith, if you guys haven't seen this card, he's looking beautiful. 83 speed, not complaining at all. 86 excel, he's 6'2", so he's not no short guy. He has really high play rec. His power is an 87 too, which is, whew. The one thing that's really not too well with him is his block shed at 69. Not having above 70 block shed is not the best stat, but we'll have to see how he plays. And then if you are running 3-4, you're going to pair him next to your Mutt Master, which is going to be Sims, obviously. He's really good. So I think these linebacker core will get the job done, these three and Sims. Safety, we have Jaquiski Tart. I saw him, and I was like, it was between him and Jabril Peppers because they both are pretty good speed. They both had 84 speed, actually. But he just had way more coverage stats. Jabril Peppers had coverage stats in the 60s. Man coverage you obviously don't need as much of in a strong safety. But his zone's a 77. His power's not too high, so some people might not like that. But 84 speed and 6'1" is nothing you complain about. Every stat is pretty well on him. He's a very balanced safety card for a budget. To the corner cards, we have Williams. I think I picked Williams in all of my builds so far. I think he really does fit most teams well, especially a budget team. All the corners are going to be usually expensive if they're fast, if they got speed, anything. So I think picking him, having one corner if you're in a budget that's pretty locked down, I think this is a great pool. And he's only going to keep going up all year. All right, moving on to our corner number 2, we do have Dante Jackson. 5'10", obviously not the best of height, but that's pretty average for a corner. He does have 89 speed, though. 89 speed, 86 excel. His press isn't the best. He has pretty good jump. His stats Man and zone aren't the best, but if you're looking for speed and you're looking for a low overall budget player too, you're not going to really get the best of both worlds when it comes to coverage and speed. So I just picked speed here because I think I can get the job done. It hasn't passed Maddens, but we'll have to see how the zones work this year. So then moving on to the slot corner, we have Denzel Ward, which I'm a Browns fan. I think he's a little underrated here, but 88 speed, so he's still a fast corner. He has pretty high man coverage instead of zone. It's like Dante. That's why I placed him here in the slot. So if you ever have to man up the slot wide receiver, I think Denzel would be pretty good for a budget player. 81, it's not something you complain about. Denzel might get the job done. All right, this is another one at defensive end, right end specifically. Brian Burns was moved over to DN from outside linebacker, which honestly, if you know Brian Burns he just played different in Madden. He's a speed demon. I love playing with Brian Burns. He was a great user when I was playing squads with my friends. But 80 speed, nothing you can complain about. He doesn't have the best block shedding and power move, but I think he'll be able to get out there even if they do like stretchers or sweeps. Even if he gets broken off, he'll have really good stats. Even if you could drop down your ends in coverage, he'll be pretty good. All right, moving over to D tackle. This is if I was running a 3-4. I picked these guys. These guys are interchangeable. I wouldn't play them both at the same time, but Linval and Vita Vea are both really good 3-4 nose tackles. So I picked Linval because every year I've started off, I always run 3-4. So every year I've played, I've chosen Linval, and I've never, ever had a problem with him. He's always a plug. He's just a big man, just always blocking up the lane. I love it. And then Vita Vea obviously is the same. I just haven't tested out Vita Vea, and I think he'll be just a tad bit more expensive. That's why I put him under Linval. All right, moving over, we have the free Jack Youngblood. He doesn't fit in the scheme as well, but I think even at 79 speed, and he's free early in the year, I don't think schemes matter that much. But power move 88, an 83 finesse move, very balanced card, very fast card. This card might be playing even on my normal team. We'll have to see if I can get my hands on Aaron Donald or Calais Campbell. All right, that's been my budget team. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I actually had fun picking up together, and I was looking through the Madden prices at the beginning of the year last year and seeing how these guys compare to others. I really think this team will not be too expensive. I'm thinking around it'd probably be under 100K, maybe just above. I think this will be a really good team, honestly. I hope you guys enjoyed this team. A lot of free good 85s they're giving us this year. Another 85 right here, 85, 85. I think this will be a good team. I hope you guys enjoy it, though. Also, comment down some suggestions for other players who you think are going to be really good budget players off the start of the year. I really had a hard time trying to pick out certain positions. For example, defensive end, it was really hard to find somebody who would dominate when they obviously don't have the high block shed and the high power move, finesse move. But I went for the speed guys. But anyways, this has been Shoeflock. I had really fun doing this build. I hope we can do another one soon with the game coming out tomorrow. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the game. See ya, boys.